Do you have one of the new M1 based laptops or devices from Apple and have a really killer app on your iPhone or your iPad that you'd love to be able to use on your device? Well, with Monterey and the M1 chipsets, you can actually do that now to a degree. Let's show you how. So I've got the new 14-inch MacBook Pro with the M1 Pro chipset in here, but this will work on your Mac Mini, your MacBook Air, any M1 capable device. And all you need to do is you just jump into the App Store, and the App Store has a bunch of different tabs and things like that. The easiest place to start, and when I actually just opened up this laptop and set it up for the first time, I just went into my own Apple ID and it showed me all the existing Mac apps that I had previously installed on my previous devices. But there's also a little tab here for iPhone and iPad apps purchased by John. And this gives me a list of all the different apps that I've ever installed at any point in time. Unfortunately, this is kind of random. It's very unfortunate that Apple, for all intents and purposes, decided not to have any kind of a sort tool or a filter or anything like that to actually see the order, the age of these installs, etc. But you can quickly scroll through it. I have, unfortunately, thousands of apps, so it's quite a long list for me. But you know, there's sometimes that there's some apps that you'd want to be able to access without having to pick up your phone or your tablet. You know, think of some examples. You want to book a car share, for example. In Vancouver, we have something called Evo, and you need to do that with an app. You can't do that on the website, you can't do it on your MacBook, but you could install the app on your Mac, book it that way. You still have to use your phone to actually unlock the car when you pick it up, because you can't just hold your MacBook up to it, although that'd be nice. But it makes more sense for you to do that, you know, while you're at the office. Oh, I need to book a car, and do it that way. The other thing that I like to do is some of the games that you have on your phone or your tablet. It would be nice to have those as little distractions without having to pick up your phone. And as long as the app doesn't require very specific things like an accelerometer or something else that maybe is uniquely part of a mobile device as opposed to a laptop, most of them should work. You'll notice that it says designed for iPad, not verified by macOS. That is going to be sort of a little warning that you might see that will not necessarily stop you from installing these things, but it also is something that sort of be aware of, that the developer has maybe not investigated or tested that particular app in this context. So your mileage may vary depending on the apps you're gonna have, but I'm gonna show you one of my little favorite games from my iPhone that I play with. It also is a iPad app, and it is called Rogue Jack. This is a really fun little game. It's free, but you can donate to get rid of some of the stuff. So I'm gonna just install it here. And just take a second to install. And then what's interesting is these install literally in your applications folder, and they're treated just like regular macOS apps are. And you can open them up, you can put them in your taskbar at the bottom, all that type of great stuff. So here, we'll open the game up. And I'm just clicking on this. This is just like you would do on your phone. I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna drink some water, and then I'm gonna attack a rat. And I'm gonna play poker against this rat. And I'm gonna draw, and I'm gonna stay. And I win. So that's a really simple example of what you can do by just literally browsing what you've already installed. The other thing you can do is you can literally just go to search, and for example, if I do a search for that car share app, Evo Car Share, it shows up here, and there is no desktop app, so it defaults to the iPhone and iPad apps tab. You can browse through that. I can get this, I can install it, and now it's installing it on my computer as just like a desktop app. And if I open it, then it's gonna ask me all the things that your phone would typically ask you. Can I use your current location? Yes. Then it boots up, and then it wants me to log in. And the great thing about this too is because it's on your desktop, it actually has access to your Apple keychain. So if you have passwords stored in that, you can just click on those things. You might have to authenticate with your finger or your face, depending on how you've got it all set up. And also, the really cool thing is that even things like your camera and microphone will work too. So we've tested a bunch of different video apps and those types of things. Unfortunately, you're not gonna find like Instagram and Netflix and those types of things. Those companies have decided not to allow those apps to be run this way. And that's really the only sort of delineation that I've found as far as what apps will work and which ones won't. So one of the killer apps that I found is the actual app that I use to manage my home wireless mesh network. It's TP-Link, their Deco system is what I use, and there is no web interface for this. So I have to literally use my phone to program and set up any of my router nodes or change things like in my Wi-Fi settings, reboot the thing, all that kind of stuff. The great thing is I can actually use my MacBook now to do that, and it works really great. I can even do speed tests remotely from the office and see how fast my router is at home without actually being on the home network. This is something you could do with the iPhone app, but now I can do it on my desktop and I can copy it, I can take a look at it, I can gloat about how fast my internet is compared to my coworkers, all that good stuff. So it's interesting to note that Windows 11 is supposedly bringing this functionality to the Android world as well, where you're able to seamlessly use your Android phone with your desktop. This is something that's been available to Mac users for a long time, but this app functionality is net new for Apple, and it really shows how macOS, iOS, and iPadOS are really coming together as a unified system and something that's very easy for developers to sort of enable that functionality. So if you like this video and you have any great ideas for apps that should be installed this way, let us know in the comments down below. And while you're at it, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. We'd love you to do that. Hit the bell icon. And while you're at it, check out this video about using wireless CarPlay in a car that doesn't have a wireless CarPlay system.